Why or why not shouldn't I hire the local business broker?
Great question. Most local business brokers, and there's nothing wrong, everybody deserves the right to earn a living. They tend to be 1 or 2 person offices. Often they use the name of a very big company, but they're all just 1 or 2 person offices in different cities. It's like a franchise. So what they do is they tend to represent what we call the mom and pop businesses of Main Street. Those businesses that might be worth $100, $200, $300, $400,000. And that's their bread and butter. So they get 10%, they get exclusive listings, and they will try to encourage that seller to sell the business, even if only to get 20% down and carry the rest so they can get their 10%. It's not wrong, it's not right, it's just how they operate because they only have a 1 or 2 person staff. They may not even have great experience in the legalities, the financials, and all of that. So any business that's real tiny, probably that's the way they need to go. But if they're a business that's worth 500,000 to 100 million, which is the range that we work with, then it makes sense to hire a professional so they can get a true value. They can get 80, 90, even 100% of their money up front, and they don't have to deal with being a landlord or a collector and may never get their money. That's where you hear the horror stories.
So what you're saying is if I have a business that is, let's say, grossing $1 million a year or more than that, it's a safer bet or a better opportunity for me to hire a firm like yours than it would be to go with a local business broker simply due to experience. And I'm assuming access to more interested parties who might view IAG as bringing a little better opportunities to the table for buyers to look at.
All valid points. Let me go through what you just said. Number one, the 1 or 2 person companies have just 1 or 2 persons. A company like IAG has over 100 people working for it. You wouldn't want to go to a lawyer who works out of his house if you had a multi-million-dollar case. You want a law firm that has clerks and has other lawyers with experience in every area. That's what IAG offers. So they can help with the financing, they can help with the valuation, they can help with all of those kinds of things, putting it in various marketplaces. Plus, the second thing you mentioned, IAG has been in business for over 3 decades. So they have 10, 20,000 buyer database. Plus, they have relationships with IAG, with independent groups, family buying groups, equity buying groups, and they have the ability with having 20 or 30 people like myself who also have our own buyer lists of finding the right kind of buyer for that particular business in that industry, in that area, in the price range that they're at. So you have an opportunity to take advantage of an existing database where the 1 or 2 person firms, they don't have any buyers. So they're going to list you and advertise you, hopefully confidentially, and try to find a buyer to attract to them. But they're local. Oftentimes the buyer is not local. They could be national, they could be international. And they're going to come to the companies like IAG, who they see every day with multiple businesses they represent.